All right, we're good. Yay, hey everybody, it's me. All right, back. I'm here, and I'm just getting myself set up because I was like trying to figure some things out. I had emails that I had to respond to before I got on live, so I was like, and I had to deal with some people, some folks. So I was like, okay, so like I'm here, I made it. How you guys doing? How y'all ready for the weekend? Y'all ready for like stuff this weekend? So. I'm like exhausted. Like I'm still like energetically like my energy is super high right now. So I'm like, I'm trying to like get a handle of the energy. Hold on a second, guys. I thought I'd turn on the other light just because sometimes it gets a little too dark in here, and it's like, it's not doing me any favors. So, hold on, let me get this light a little lighter here. Light, is it good enough? Yeah, it's good enough. That works. All right, y'all, here I am. It's time for our free lives. I made it. All right, so for those of you who are new, go ahead and you can start putting your questions in the comment section below. If you are on YouTube or catch my breath. I've been going like since I woke up this morning. I was supposed to wake up. I'm gonna tell you my day, right? And then we can get into this. I was supposed to wake up at. I might cut my guys, for those of y'all who are in my study group after this. I may cut it a little short just because I'm going to focus a little more on the readings, just because I'm a little bit behind. But I was supposed to wake up at 5 to prep for the TV show, and then I overslept. Because I'm not used to waking up that early anymore. I remember when I used to wake up at 4 o'clock at Starbucks. Ooh, it's been a long time. So I normally wake up around 7:30ish nowadays. But I was supposed to wake up at 5. Totally missed both of my alarms. Woke up at like 5:40, and I was like, oh shit. So I had to like get going, like get up and start doing what I had to do. So I did all of my normal like morning routine and all the little things I had to do. Did that, got that out of the way. It takes me about 30 minutes to get all that done. And then I had to set up and get everything, put a certain way. I had to put on makeup just because when you're going to be on camera, you want to make sure your skin looks even toned, and the camera can play tricks with your skin. So I had to do that. I had to get the lighting in the room right. I had to, oh my God, it was just like a lot of stuff I had to do today. And then I had to rehearse or memorize what I was going to be talking about, or the points I was going to be talking about. So I had to do all that this morning before I started working. And then we shot the segment for the show. And then after that I was like, so then I got done with that, and then I was trying to catch up with e-readings because I still do e-readings every single morning, so I had to do all these e-readings to catch up on. Caught up with that, and then I went right into my appointments for the day. So I've been like running. I feel like I've been running all day. So I'm like, okay, so like, going for my walk was like my moment to kind of take a break and just like and just like catch up. And then so once I got back here, I saw some emails that I had to respond to. I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like trying to do that right before I got on here, and it was taking me longer than expected because I had to word myself a certain way. So I was like, okay. So, all right. So, but I'm here. Let's get started, y'all. So for those of you who are new to my lives, this is your opportunity to ask me whatever questions you want to ask me about. Please be specific with the questions, and I want you to repeat it in your head. I have to be specific with my questions to Ferny. Specific doesn't mean general. General doesn't mean specific. Specific means being specific with the question. What that means is if you start your question with, what do you see? Do you have a message for me? Or what do they want me to know? Or that's too general. I don't know what you're talking about. I need you to specify exactly what you need me to tune into. Because if you are trying to get me to give you a meal and there's a specific dish that you're wanting, and you are asking me to feed you, and I just give you whatever comes to mind, people were usually like, that's not what I wanted to eat. And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me what you wanted to eat. You just told me you were hungry. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And I'll tell you what you want, what you really, really want. All right. So go ahead and put your questions in the comment section below. Be specific. If you want to know about your life, what specifically do you want to know about? If you are wanting to connect with a loved one in spirit, let me know who you want me to connect with, and I'll try to connect and bring through any information or messages or signs that you can look out for that they're with you. If you want to come on camera with me, you got to get over to Instagram, because that's where I do all of the video chats with people. But we are on Facebook and we are on YouTube as well. So, and I do check the messages. I know people think that I don't. I actually do. But I have to bounce back and forth just because the systems are not synced, and I don't have a way of syncing everything. I wish everything was just like a one-off, right? But that's pretty much it. So go ahead and put your questions in there, and I'll try to get to as many of you as I can. I'm going to go through more text versions or comment versions just because I want to cover as many of y'all as I can. And so just FYI with that, okay? Also, if you want to know more about what I do, just go over to my website, fernandomarone.com. Everything is on there. Everything you want to know about me. I'm a pretty honest person, and so all of my like all of my psychic dirty laundry is all on my website. So you can find it through my my articles. You can find it through my podcast. You can find it through my free channel on YouTube, which I also have a free psychic development course on there as well. No charge. You can just go on there and it's free as well. And also these lives are also free as well. Don't need anything from y'all. Just do it because it's my commitment, because it's a promise that I made to God. So that's why. Okay. If you're on YouTube and on Facebook, there are people who like to pop in from time to time and they're trolls, and they're either going to just go in there and just comment and mouth off because they don't have anything better to do, or they're trying to prove a point because they don't have anything better to do, or they're trying to get you to purchase services from them, and those are trolls. They're going to take your money. So I do not reach out to people via message, via text, via any like social media platform. I don't reach out to people asking them to buy services from me. Those are trolls. So if you ever get like messaged by anyone pretending to be me, pay attention to the name, pay attention to the information and the followers and stuff, because there's a lot of people who like to go around and pretend to be me, and they're not me. Okay. All right. So let's get started here. All right. Cynthia on Facebook. Hi, Ferny. Will my husband and I make it? Will our problems get better? Will we move soon? I do think that there may be a move. There may actually be a move in about 7 months. So I'm thinking 7 months from now, which would be what? That would be like May, I think May or June. So there might be a move around that time frame. The relationship can work. It can be worked through. However, I feel like y'all are not doing what's necessary to make it work. In other words, people always think, oh, if I just keep wanting to be in the relationship without working on the issues, it'll solve everything. That doesn't solve everything. That just perpetuates the cycle of the same stuff. So if you want to work on the relationship, y'all probably need to actually work on the relationship, get in counseling, or start trying different strategies to working through some of the issues that y'all are dealing with. But it can work. As of right now, I do feel like y'all may have a period of separation. So there may be a break at some point. I want to say probably before the end of next year. I don't really know how long the break would be, but it doesn't feel like it's a very long break. It just might be a little break from each other just to kind of reassess like what y'all need to do. And then y'all might get back together and work on things. So that's the way I'm seeing it in my head. Okay. Yeah, Rhonda Coronado. Hi, Ferny. Does my brother Curtis have a message for me or my brother? Oh, okay. I was like, what, for your brother? Yeah. Brother Curtis have a message for me or my brother? Yeah. So, So a couple of things. One, he's shown me an image of him. It's interesting. I don't know if he was really big on like brisket or big on like barbecue, but I keep seeing an image of someone where they're like holding like a knife or they're like cutting through, and I'm seeing like barbecue or brisket. So y'all might have a picture of him like that where he's doing that or he's cutting through a brisket. So that's one thing that he's showing me. He also he's doing this. So there might be three necklaces connected to him, I want to say, because he's making me touch my necklace, and then he showed me the number 3. So I want to say that there's 3 connections to a necklace, or 3 necklaces connected to him in that way. He also keeps acknowledging the 27th. So the 27th of a month may be significant, or he may be acknowledging that because he wants to make reference to that date if it's a special date for someone, immediate family, not like, sisters, brothers, cousins, uncle, immediate family, okay? He also keeps acknowledging if y'all smell smoke or like the smell of tobacco, which is funny smell, that may actually be connected to him, or he might be trying to get y'all's attention. So just look out for that scent. And it'll come out of nowhere. I mean, if you're in a store and you're standing next to a tobacco, like 10, obviously that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like you're at home, no one's a smoker at home, and all of a sudden you smell this like tobacco-y smell. I don't even know if it's tobacco, but it has that like smell to it. But it's something you would recognize with your brother. So just FYI, look out for that because he uses that to try to get your attention. Okay. Vionet, hi Fern. Hope all is well, love. I want to know if my relationship gonna work or should I move on, please? Thank you. I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do because it's never my place to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do. So you have to make that decision because you have to deal with the consequences. And if it's your decision, so that's why I always tell people, don't tell me what you should do. I'll tell you what I see you doing. As far as like the relationship is concerned, I kind of feel like you're beating a dead horse. What I mean by that is I feel like you're kind of going around in circles, and it's almost like the way I want to describe it, not to like laugh at your situation or your struggle, because it is. I mean, relationships are hard. I mean, people don't realize how much you have people who are like, oh, I want to be in love. I'm like, y'all don't even know what the hell is like involved in a relationship. If you want to know how far your relationship can go, build a deck with your significant other, because that will pretty much verify whether you're going to stick it out or whether you're not going to be able to make it. My partner and I almost broke up just because we were working on building a deck together, and we came that close to me just saying, screw you, I'm done, I'm out of here. But I pushed through and we built that deck, right? So it's a great test of strength for a relationship. But as far as the relationship that you're talking about, it almost feels like you keep showing up at churches trying to order a McDonald's Happy Meal. Like, it's just that they don't sell that there. So I almost feel like with the relationship that you're in or with the person that you're talking about, it almost feels like you're thinking that doing the same thing is going to yield different results, and it almost feels like this person either is not capable of giving you what you're looking for, or they just may not have it in them to give you what you want. And so you may have to accept that. That doesn't mean you should break up. That's your decision. But if you can accept them as they are, warts and all, then, stick with it. But I don't feel like you're going to get from it what you're looking for. Okay. So it's really going to come down to you. Also, I feel there's a lack of communication here. So either there's no talking or there's just a lack of communication where it doesn't even feel like there's a constant or proper engagement of the relationship. So I wonder if y'all are already like taking some time apart, because I'm almost seeing this like big gap or disconnect there. Oh my God, it's my song. It's my song. Yeah. Hey guys, by the way, if you're going to ask to connect with a specific loved one, you don't have to give me all the details about them. You can just give me like I want to talk to my brother. That's it. Like, you don't have to give me their name or like what they died of. Let them help me figure that out if I'm going to get that information from them. Because sometimes people, and I find this a lot, sometimes I have to stop people like, no, like, don't tell me too much. I mean, you can tell me I want to talk to my brother. Okay, well, let me connect with your brother. And then they'll fill me in on what I need to give you. But sometimes people will say, hi, like my brother Randy, he died on 17th of August. He died from a car wreck. Do you have any messages from him? I'm like, you just gave me all of this information. Like, let them tell me. Let me do the work. I am the medium here, so let me do some of the work if I'm going to do the work. But I just don't want y'all to like give people too much, because there's a lot of mediums out there who will take advantage of you because you're an easy pickings, and that's not how I roll. I'm like, if they're going to talk and bring through something, let me figure that out, or let me get it from them if I can. So just FYI. That doesn't mean be coy, y'all. I know some of y'all think that means be real, like, maybe. I don't know. You tell me. Like, none of that. None of this whole like being coy and like skirting around the bush. Like, do you connect with it? Yes or no? So. Jeannie Wine. Any messages from my husband or mom? Did they meet? Are they at peace? Yes. So yes, they're definitely at peace. They did meet. What's interesting. Thank you. Let me connect with your husband, because I want to go there. First of all, I keep seeing the number 2. So I want to say the second of a month is significant, or the month of February is connected. So I'm seeing that. They're also acknowledging, thank you. There are 2 babies that they are acknowledging. So there's 2 babies that were miscarried, lost, or terminated, or that are just there, that they're acknowledging, because that's usually what it means when I see 2 babies. So they're showing me 2 babies, which means there's 2 babies that might be there that were miscarried, lost, or terminated that they want to acknowledge. They're also acknowledging, thank you. Your husband, thank you. He keeps putting something on my head, which is funny, but it doesn't feel like a typical hat. Now, granted, you have baseball caps, you have cowboy hats, we all have different kinds of hats, but he's showing me a different type of hat that might be connected to him. So I don't know if you have a special hat for him that isn't one of those that is connected to your husband, or there's like a hard hat, or like a harder, like a material hat that he's making reference to, because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's holding a drink, so he's almost doing it. You know what it reminds me of? It's back when I was a kid and we used to make we used to put like scoops of vanilla ice cream, and we used to put like a Coke inside and with the cherry on top. I forgot, a float, root beer. It's almost like a root beer float, but a Coca-Cola float. So he showed me something like that. So I don't know if there's a special root beer float thing with your husband that he's wanting to acknowledge as well with you, but there's a reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging coins are special. So either you might have a coin collection that's connected to your husband, or you are having the weirdest experiences with coins showing up in random places, and that'll be a sign from him. Okay. Marissa, hi Ferny, will I find a job soon? Yeah, I actually think you'll find a job within a month or month and a half. I want to say it's before the year is over with. I want to say it's probably before the halfway point of December. So I'm going to think it's before the holidays. You may find a job opportunity there. Okay. So yeah, look out for that. Crystal, I'm trying to and hoping to have another baby. Do you see me getting pregnant soon? Yeah, not soon. I'm not thinking it's gonna come soon. I feel like you have a window. You have like a limited window. But I am seeing baby energy around you. I want to say this is in like 2 years and 2 months, or 2 years and 3 months, around there. So it's not even like 2.5 years. It's more like 2 years and two months or 3 months, because I'm seeing baby energy around you. And what that means is when I say baby energy, what that means is it either means that person finds out that they're pregnant, a person is having a baby shower, or a person is actually having a baby. The reason why I call it baby energy, and people may not realize why I call it baby energy, is because when I ask myself, when do I see baby energy, or when do I see a connection to a baby being born or coming into fruition with this person, I focus on the energy. What I mean by focusing on the energy is I focus on the feeling of a baby. Most times, most people, when someone finds out they're pregnant, they're usually nervous, anxious, and excited. Same thing with the baby shower. Same thing with having a baby. Same energy. But I don't always know if it's actually finding out when you're pregnant or having the baby or the baby shower, which usually happens about a month or two before the actual baby comes. But I am seeing baby energy around you at that 2 year and 2 to 3 month time frame. So I'm thinking there's baby energy around you, and that's when there'll be a baby coming into the picture. Okay. Barbara, will Courtney and DJ make it? They can, but I feel like they might end up. I feel like they might end up taking some time apart, or having to kind of like just be away from each other for a bit. What I'm reminded of when I think of the situation, I'm reminded of a client who was married with, her husband or her spouse, and they ran into problems and they ended up divorcing, and then they ended up getting married again down the road. They worked out some of their stuff. So with the situation, I'm going to apply the same scenario. I feel like they're going to, try to figure it out, work it out. Then something may change and they may take some time apart. And when I say apart, it doesn't mean like a month. It means like a year or two. So time apart, and then trying to get back and work on things again. So that's the kind of scenario that I'm seeing with that. Laura, will my finances improve? If so, is it due to a career change or promotion? It actually might be due to several different. You're already assuming it's going to improve, so which I do think they're going to improve. I do feel that a couple of things about the financial improvement. I actually think that there is a career change in May of next year, so right before summertime. So I'm thinking around that time there's going to be a career change or job change. But I also feel that next year, in the early part of the year, you might actually try to dissolve a debt or reduce a debt, or refinance something that might make some things a little bit easier for you. So that might help. But then I'm also seeing a career change or job change that comes around like the May, June timeframe, right before summer. And then that might make things a little easier for you as well. You still need to learn to budget, and just to be better with finance. I know people always tell me, I am doing better with my finances, or you don't know my situation. I'm like, yeah, I know, I get it, but we still all make bad decisions with spending money and not saying no when we're supposed to. So work on that. But I do think that there will be an improvement. Angela Donnie Farrington. Is there something I need to do to get pregnant, or will I ever get pregnant? So I actually do think you will get pregnant. I'm seeing 2 potential pregnancies. So I am seeing pregnancies. However, I feel that something might be happening when you're ovulating, which is not fulfilling. I do think there's some, let's put it this way. There are some reproductive issues that you probably need to follow up with the doctor, because I think they can go into more detail. But the way I'm seeing it in my head, again, I don't know enough about the way that this works, but I'm seeing the egg released. I'm seeing it going into where it's supposed to go to next. And then I feel like there's supposed to be a staging area where it's supposed to be held for a bit, or there's some sort of area where it should be essentially stopping. And I feel like that's not happening with you. And either because there is something missing from that process that is not allowing it to stick, or something is just not doing what it's supposed to. And I kind of feel like your iron levels might be a contributing factor. So I want you to get your iron levels checked. I want you to go get your reproductive system checked and ask about what I mentioned to you. Even if you just go, I would rather you go and get this advice from a doctor than from me, because again, I'm not a medicine magician, so I don't know enough about it. But check it out, because I'm thinking that there is a process that's missing there. But I am seeing 2 pregnancies, so I believe you might be able to get pregnant through the help or aid of a physician, because you might have to go on a medication or something that increases whatever it is that's supposed to happen that's not happening, in my opinion. Okay, let's go here. Jalen, hey Ferny, my best friend passed away and we weren't talking at the time. Does she have any messages for me? You know, it's funny because as soon as I read that, I'm hearing in my head, like, you still mad about that? Like that's what I'm hearing in my head. You're still mad about that? So I don't think that they're upset, and I don't think that they're even thinking about that. It's funny. They're like, I'm still right. So it doesn't matter. I'm still right. So it's almost like they're still holding on to. So it's almost like they're like messing with you, but they're always like, we're still mad about that. So that's their angle about it. So they're acknowledging that. The number 4, or the 4th of a month, is also significant. So the 4 is going to be a connection. They're also acknowledging a baby with them as well. So there might be a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated that they're wanting to acknowledge with them also as well. Also, the name Lily or lilies, like white flowers or lilies, might be significant or might be special. So look out for those as well. Okay. But they're not. It doesn't sound like they're upset with you at all. If anything, it sounds like they're trying to mess with you, and they're trying to like, hey, like, you're still mad about that? I mean, like, it doesn't matter because I'm still right, you know. Lorena, hi Bernie, any messages for my brother? Thank you. Yes. I don't know if you have a flag that belonged to your brother, or if you actually have a picture with him waving a flag, but I'm seeing something like that. I also keep seeing, thank you. He is doing this also, so not sure if you have a polo shirt or collared shirt that is connected to him, because he's like doing this, but then I'm also seeing like a polo or like the with the, the collar. So he's showing me that as well. And I'm almost seeing like it's a blue one, or like a navy-ish blue one. He also keeps acknowledging the 14th. So the 14th of a month may be significant, or January the 4th is going to be connected. He also keeps acknowledging, You know, it's interesting. I'm hearing like a buzzing sound, like whenever like someone's cutting hair, and then I'm almost seeing like a barbershop. So I'm not sure if that's a connection to your brother's like life situation, or if there's a special meaning behind that with him, because I'm seeing that. I'm hearing like buzz, and then I'm seeing like the little like thing with the barbershop. So there's something there he's trying to acknowledge or make reference to for you. Okay. Yeah. Catherine, hi Fernando, fiance and I are currently undergoing a rough patch. Are you able to provide me clarity or advice? I actually think you'll work through it. So I'm thinking that y'all are going to be able to move past the rough patch. This is like, you might have to deal with this issue 2 or 3 separate times, because it feels like you're going to hit this like 2 or 3 separate times before it finally gets squished, or before you're able to move past it. So I do think y'all will be able to move past it. However, it would not surprise me if y'all decide to call off the engagement or take a step back and then figure it out and then move forward again. And that's how I want to describe it. And the reason why I'm thinking of it this way is because that's what my sister has done a few times, where my sister's gotten engaged like, I don't know, one, two. Was there a third one? There might have been 3. but didn't progress to the marriage. So, so we're like, this is like her marriage in February is like the closest we've gotten to her finally like getting to the next step. So we're like, okay, let's see. But I feel like y'all may call it off, or y'all may pull back on that, and then y'all may come back and then do it again. So, but I am thinking that y'all are going to be able to work it out. Also, what may help, and my advice is, other people outside of the relationship need to mind their own business, or need to kind of just not be an issue for this relationship. In other words, if let's say let's say my partner and my sister are having issues and they're not getting along, and it's just becoming a bit of a, and then I'm trying to like mediate or whatever. I learned a long time ago with them, no, I ain't doing it. I'm not trying to make my life more dramatic, and I'm not trying to deal with more drama. So I just like let it be. And so now like I have to deal with it separately, each of them separately, because they just haven't talked in years. And that's just what happens. Sometimes people are not going to communicate. They're not going to work it out, no matter how hard you try, no matter what you want to think about people's capabilities. Sometimes they're just not capable of doing the right things or making the right decisions when it comes to working through relationships and family. So relationships outside of family relationships, or people outside of the relationship y'all have, I feel like that needs to become more of a focus. We're trying to keep people out of the relationship and focus just on y'all two. By the way, guys, complete sentences, 1 or 2 words. Complete sentences, please. Thank you. I need complete sentences. Oh my god, I didn't even realize like I've got my like other thing over here. It's like I'm like receiving messages. It's like, oops. So I was like trying to shut that down. Oh, nope. Okay, here. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let me jump here. No, I'm in the right thing. That's right. Oh, that's why, because I'm logged into 2 accounts and it's showing me like messages from the other account. That's what's happening. I was like, why does it do that? I don't understand why it does that. Let's bring somebody on. I might only do 2 or 3 videos, y'all, just because, again, I've had a very eventful day. So I'm trying to catch up to my energy. So if I don't have fumble a little bit, but that's okay. That happens. I'll take it when I take it. So let me see if I can get my energy there. Hello. Hello, Lynette.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh.
How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. What you want to ask me about?
Oh, yay. I wanted to ask, I really don't know too much. Well, my grandmother and I wanted to ask about either my grandmother or my grandfather. My grandfather from my dad's side.
And your grandma from your mama's side?
Side.
Yeah. Your grandma from your mom's side. Let's start with her first.
Okay.
Do you know if she was having a lot of weird, just challenging pains in her legs and thighs before she passed?
Probably because I know she fell.
Okay, because she keeps like showing me this lower extremity, almost as if I'm feeling pain here, and I feel like it can't be comfortable. And if I move, I feel uncomfortable. So either she may have fractured something, or she may have caused damage, and then there was some additional issues that may have come from that, like an infection or internal bleeding. But she's acknowledging some issues there. She also keeps acknowledging that her knee gave out. Do you know if she had been talking about her knee being weak or feeling weak before she get passed?
I don't know, but I know she was having a lot of issues with her hip. I know the last time it was because of her hip.
Okay, because what she's showing me is she makes me feel like right before she fell, or right before this happened, her knee was also starting to cause some issues, or she was feeling weaker in one of her knees, as if it was gonna like give out. And so she says in her trying to like stand up or trying to like stay standing, it was just harder, and it was almost as if she was having to put more pressure on one side of her body versus the other. Do you remember that?
No, but I think it could be possible because
Okay. Did she have a walker or a cane?
she used a cane and then a
Yeah.
walker.
Yeah. Because I feel like do you know when this happened, she didn't have her walker or her cane with her?
I think she was already in the home because they had put her in. She had Alzheimer's.
Okay,
Was
because
the
what
end.
she's making me feel is that she was trying to get up or to stand, and she didn't have her walker, or it was further away. She was trying to use the bed to like position herself, or use the edge of the whatever was next to her to position herself, and it didn't work. And then she's acknowledging that she doesn't want to blame anybody for what happened to her because she understands that it was not easy to have to deal with her. She also says that she. Do you know if she struggled with either an older male, like an older brother, or her father growing up?
I don't know about her father. I don't know too much about my great
Okay.
grandparents.
The reason why I'm asking is because she's acknowledging. Do you remember her having like fits or like having moments where she would get upset or get irritated?
No.
Okay. She's making me feel this irritating energy or this like fit as if she was becoming more upset because she was remembering or thinking back to a male that she grew up around, which I'm assuming would have been like the father or an older brother. But she's acknowledging
Ex
like, say what?
maybe her ex-husband.
Oh, well, was he the controlling person?
I don't know. He
Okay,
left.
that's
So
okay. Oh, just remember that I said that. Well, what she's acknowledging is she's showing me, she's making me feel as if she was having stuff come up during that period when she was not remembering everything regarding this male that she was around when she was younger who was controlling or who was just causing some issues for her. And so it was starting to come up and she was starting to react to people in a way, in that way. She's also shown me the number 4. Do you know if the 4th of a month or April is connected?
April. I think April is one of my cousin's birthdays.
It would be closer. So it would have to be like either your immediate family or your grandmother.
Well, to be honest, Fernie, when we say immediate, you know, we're this Hispanic family, so
Yeah.
immediate, we
Oh, I
automatically.
know. Oh, I know, girl. I know. Yeah, I know. I know. The thing with it is, whenever I'm talking to spirit, because people watching are always like, "Oh, well, you're talking about like, oh yeah, he's trying to make it fit," and I always tell them like, "Don't give me my uncle's, brother's, sister's, cousin's, best friend's birthday. Like, it's either immediate to the family that's asking for the spirit, or it's the spirit themselves." Which is why I only fixate on like members that are that close. So when it comes to like our extended family, our tias or tios, I don't include that. So for me, it's got to be immediate. So do you know if there is a significant date or anniversary on the 4th of a month or on the month of April?
If you're talking, then I no.
That's
Wait,
okay. I'll leave that with you. You're gonna probably have to check. Yeah, it's okay.
okay.
You're gonna have to check. She also keeps it. Thank you. She also keeps acknowledging Mimi. Um, do you know there's a Mimi or Mina reference?
Mimi, no.
Mm-hmm.
She called me Nene. I don't know if that's what she's trying to say.
She called you Nene.
Well, yeah, my family started calling me Lenny or Nene.
Okay, maybe that's what she's talking about because she showed me
Okay.
Meme. So if you're Nene, to me that would fit. So she's acknowledging your nickname. So I think she's trying to just call you by your nickname. She's also acknowledging a baby. Do you know if there's a baby that is miscarried, lost, or terminated, or is on the way in?
I don't know. Um, a baby coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I know my sister. Well, my brother just had a baby not too long ago. She referring to my
I,
brother's child.
when you say not too long ago, do you mean like a few months ago?
The baby's maybe 2 months.
Yeah,
I
that's what
want
she's
to say.
talking about. Okay, so she's talking about the baby just came in and aware of the new baby. So that's probably where she was going with that.
And
So
how
she's
did you
acknowledging.
feel about my brother and the baby and everything? What did she say?
And she what?
What did she think about the baby?
Oh,
And
sorry. She's laughing.
because her we had like there was a
Giving me
baby.
holy water. She's giving me holy water. I want to say that it's a joke, but she's giving me holy water. Question. Okay. Do you know if there's questions around the baby or
We
who's
were
the
just
parent?
worried 'cause there's kind of complications a little, so we want to make sure the baby's healthy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. That's not what she's talking about.
You're referring
Question.
to another baby?
Yeah, there's another situation because I'm asking her if she can talk about that, and she didn't go there. She went straight back to what I was talking about. Is there a situation where someone had a baby, but people wondered or questioned whose baby that was?
I don't think so. The only two babies that have come in recently are we have two babies that recently came in, and then my brother's baby. I
Okay.
mean,
What she's showing me, or what she's telling me, she's showing me a situation where someone got involved with someone had a baby, or someone said, I'm pregnant, you're the father, or you're the parent. They had the baby, but then people wondered because there was something a little bit off with the situation regarding that pregnancy and the timing. And also, people may not have liked the other person or the significant other. Do you know of a situation like that in the family or with your mom's siblings?
not that I know of, but I will ask.
So
That's a hard one.
your grandma, she did this like either she's acknowledging blessing this baby with holy water, or she's making a joke about doing this thing with the baby in holy water.
Well,
So there's
I know they did because the baby, we know he was in the hospital. They did do a blessing for him. Like they had one of the priests that we know from the family come bless him. Is that what she's talking about?
oh, well, that is the holy water. Yeah, I mean, that would fit, but there's something else she's talking about that has to do with another situation.
Is she referring to my brother, or is she referring to
I don't, that's why I'm asking. I don't
Oh,
know because she's only showing me the situation. She's not telling me who it's for, but it would have to be immediate family or with the
okay,
siblings. So I'm going to leave that with you because
okay,
there's,
okay,
if you were to tell your mom, I almost feel like there's gossip, or they would know what the mother, she's revealing secrets in the family, your grandma. She's like
okay,
finally releasing a lot of these secrets. One secret is about someone who had a child that thought that it was their child when it may not have actually been their child. And she's revealing the details of how there's a different parent, but they were still raised as if it was this parent's child. So there's something like that that she's making reference to that has to do with either your immediate family, you siblings, or your mother or her siblings. So there's something there. I'm going to leave that with you. Ask your mom because it's kind of a juicy situation and I don't want to put it all on
all
here.
of it there.
All right,
Yeah.
but I'll leave that with you, and you can ask your mom. They may know exactly what she's talking about because she's talking about that. As far as the baby that you with your brother, she just showed me holy water, so she was just sprinkling holy water. So I think that when you asked me about that baby, she just acknowledged the holy water, which means the blessing of the baby. She also is. Did y'all not have the baby baptized yet?
No, the baby's not baptized yet.
Okay, she wants y'all to. It doesn't matter to me, and it doesn't matter to them, but she's telling y'all to have the baby baptized because I don't know, she's suggesting having the baby baptized because it might help with some of the energy, with some of the shifting and blessing the baby from within, so that's her strategy, or that's the way she was talking about y'all having it. But if you ask me, I actually think that the baby, do you know if the lungs were underdeveloped?
He's having issues with like, I guess it's digestive. We don't
Well,
know.
do you know if he's getting enough oxygen in, or if there's enough oxygen circulating through the blood?
No, it has more to do with like jaundice. Like he has like yellow in his eyes. So I'm not. We're not
Okay,
sure.
so here's what I'm gonna say. I feel like there's a lack of oxygen getting into the system. So either the oxygen levels might get too low, or it's affecting some of the other systems and how they're functioning. So it's almost as if there's not enough oxygen processing through the body or through the system. And so some of what may be happening may be the reaction to a lack of something that's actually occurring within the baby's body, is what I think. As far as the baby getting better or being able to get better, I do feel the baby will get better, but it's going to take time, and it may take another 2 or 3 months before y'all start to really see improvements. I also feel that they're going to have to give the baby, either they're going to have to give the baby a transfusion or like blood, because I feel like the baby's going to need more blood in its system to help offset whatever's going on within the system as well. But I'm thinking from my perspective, because I asked your grandma, she ain't telling me. I feel like it has to do with the oxygen levels and how much oxygen is getting absorbed into the system and what's making it into the blood.
So no surgery?
I'm not seeing a procedure. I'm only seeing an adjustment. I wouldn't even consider that a procedure because it feels like they have to just adjust something that is fairly.
Like the formula?
No, it's not. No, I'm seeing the baby hooked up to like liquids and also a transfusion or like blood. So they might actually give the baby some blood. So there might be something that they're gonna do that might help to elevate some of the like counts in the system. Again, I don't know enough about medicine, but it's almost like they have to elevate the numbers, and then after the numbers go up, the baby seems to be fine. But I feel like it's gonna take 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Okay.
And for one more question for my grandmother before you do my grandfather. I wanted to hear her say this for so long. Can you ask her to tell her what she has on her we did a special plaque for her. And can you ask her to tell you, because I want to hear it so bad. I know it sounds weird.
What's on the plaque?
Yeah. What she thinks about it and what it says. Can you ask
I'm
her?
asking her. She's showing me something. She's not telling me, so she's showing me. First of all, is there a rose or a flower on the plaque?
I think so.
Okay, because she's showing me what it is, but I'm not. I'm trying to see if I can get the letters because she's showing me this rose. Um, is it actually two parts to it? Is there like one part to it that's more personalized words for her, and then there's like a prayer or like something that's added to the bottom?
I don't know about that, but there.
Because she's splitting it in half for me. She's showing me something. She's splitting it in half. She says there's one part that's more like it's almost like a hymn or something. It's a prayer or something like that. And then there's a second part on top that has more to do with something for her or something that's connected to her. Yeah, so she's showing me two parts to it. I
don't remember what's on the bottom part.
Okay. Wait, you've been waiting to hear it, but you don't know what's on the bottom of the plaque?
No, not the bottom part. There's just something that I haven't heard her say in so long. That's literally on the plaque.
Yeah,
it's a comment she would
say. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. If I don't get it, don't tell me because I have to live with that. I'll have to deal with that in my.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking her if she can expand or she can tell me what it says specifically.
Okay.
It's almost, is it Spanish?
No.
Is there a Spanish word in it?
No.
She's showing me the rose. She keeps going back to the rose, and I'm trying to figure out where she's going with this. She keeps repeating a prayer. Here's what I'm going to say. She's not telling me what it says.
Okay.
But she's saying, she's repeating these like hymns or prayers. It's like a hymn or a prayer. Here's the thing. You may know it as something she personally would say, but she may actually be saying a hymn or a prayer and you don't even realize that it's a prayer or something that would be taken from like a scripture. There's something there that she's making reference to, that she's acknowledging that is included in a prayer, because she keeps going back to like a hymn or a prayer. So there's something there that has a connection to it. Tomorrow. She's not telling me what it is. I can't see what it is, but I'm seeing it as two parts. There's a rose, and then she's showing me a hymn or a prayer. So that's what I'm getting. So go back and look at it, because that's gonna, and look at if you type in the meaning online, you'll probably see that it's part of a hymn or a prayer.
Okay. Is she proud of me? Because I'm going back to school and...
She said no, cabrona. So she said she said no, cabrona. Yeah, she's proud of you. She's proud of you. She's proud of you. Okay.
And all right, my grandfather?
Oh my, I ain't got time. I gotta get to getting because yeah. All right, sweetheart. Okay. We had a full reading anyway, but I gotta go.
Okay, right, thank you, Ferny.
You're welcome, Mama.
Bye.
Bye. All right, going to the next person. Let's see. Here.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I love that cut. Just so you know.
Oh, thank you. I just got it cut recently.
Oh yes, do it again.
I actually have a question. My stepfather passed away 2 years ago yesterday, and I just wanted to know if he has any messages for me and my mom family.
Yeah. A couple of things. One is he keeps showing me a necklace. Do y'all have a pendant or a necklace that is connected to him?
My mom does, yes.
Okay, he's acknowledging that. He also keeps showing me a tattoo, but then he's talking about it almost being like in parts. Is there a tattoo that was done in parts for him?
Yes, there's certain people that have like did like in memory of.
Got it. Because he's acknowledging this. And do you know they did it all at once, or it was done in actual parts? Because it's almost
I
like he's talking about it
I
done in
think
parts.
it was done in parts.
Okay, because he's acknowledging that as well. He's also acknowledging, thank you. He was just said 11, which you already said 11, but he's acknowledging the 11th, which would be this month, which would be, which is what you're saying. He's also acknowledging the 12th. You also know there's another date in December or on the 12th of a month that's also significant.
I'm not sure.
Because he's acknowledging 12, and he's also making a baby symbol. So do you know if there's either
no
a pregnancy in December or if someone's got a baby coming? Okay, just remember, just remember that I said that. Because he's showing me the 12th. So it's either the 12th of a month is connected or the month of December is connected. And then he's showing me that baby, which I want to put them together because that's how I want to describe them. So just so you know,
that's interesting.
Okay? All right. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if there's a Willie or a Billy sounding name connection to him or the family?
I'm not sure.
It's either Billy, Willie, Wally, Welly. It's got a name like that because he's making reference to that kind of a name. I'm also seeing an animal. Do you know if there's an animal that's got like a Willie, Billy, Wally sounding name?
I don't know.
Okay, just remember that I said that. Thank you.
Okay.
Who had the little terrier?
We had a dog a while ago, a little dog.
Okay. There's a dog with him. So he's got the dog, but there's another dog or another animal that's got a Willie, Billy, Philly. It's got a name like that. It's a illy something name. So just so you know, there's an animal with him that's got that name.
Okay.
It might be his dog, but then he's letting you know that he's got your dog. So just so you know, he's letting you know who he's got with him. He's also acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if someone also made a makeshift memorial site in a garden? Or outside?
It wasn't in a garden. It was the actual place where he was murdered.
Okay, because what I'm reminded of is like whenever you go to the side of the road and sometimes people will have like a makeshift thing or they'll make something out there where it's like outside. So he's showing me something like that. He also keeps acknowledging that, thank you. He's not in any pain. Interesting. That's a hard one. He says he forgives the person that did this to him.
Oh, wow.
So
that's gross.
Did he know the person? Did he know the person that did this to him?
It's still unsolved. So
okay,
we don't know.
He makes me feel like he knew the person that did this to him, but he's also acknowledging that he forgives the person that did this to him. So what I would say is, if he's willing to forgive the person that did this to him, it would not surprise me if this was connected to someone who he either cared about or who he just realized that they were just screwed up. They were a screwed up person, and this is how they are. So just so you know what's connected to this. Did they find his wallet?
I think so.
Okay, because he's acknowledging his wallet. Who has his wallet?
I believe his sister.
Okay, so just acknowledge the wallet with her. So he's making reference to this.
Okay.
Do you know there was some stuff missing from the wallet?
I'm not sure.
I feel like whatever happened, it was. Thank you. Do you know if they do you know if they suspect that they try to make it look like something else and they don't think it's actually, yeah. Because he's acknowledging like they tried to make it look like something that it wasn't because they were trying to throw people off or make them not think that this was.
That's kind of what we suspect. Yeah.
He makes me feel like this had, thank you. There was no point. There was no point. He says there was no point to his family. There was no point. This was just literally just stupidity. And that's the way he wants to acknowledge it. Thank you. He just went back to that W name, like Wally, Willie, Billy sounding name. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm assuming he's still talking about a dog. However, it's very possible that could have a connection or a tie to the person that might have been responsible. So just take that into account when you look at the information there, because he repeated it. And I'm like, why are you coming back with this dog? So if it's connected to the situation with him, that may be where he's going with that. Okay. The 7 is also connection. Do you know the 7th of a month or July is also connected?
My son was born in July.
Did he not meet your son?
He did. He was that was like kind of his first grandchild. So yeah.
He's coming back to it. Is there another date in July or on the 7th of a month?
Not that I can think of.
It's either the 7th or the 17th. but it's got that 7 in it because I'm definitely seeing that 7.
Yeah.
So it's either July or the 7th of a month. If I'm misinterpreting it, it would be the 17th, but I'm still wanting to stick to 7 or 17. Now, granted, your son was born, which would be an obvious connection, but I feel like he's acknowledging something else after his passing. So he's acknowledging something after his passing, and it has to do with the 7 or the month of July as being significant. So I'll leave that with you because he's acknowledging that.
Okay.
He appreciates what was done for him. Did y'all try to put up flyers around the area that this happened?
We've tried to, but nobody's really talking about it. So,
the community that this happened in, or the area that this happened in, there are a lot of people who get away with stuff there.
correct.
And
Yeah.
there are a lot of people who got connections to people who should be doing something about it.
Okay.
And so he makes me feel like trying to solve this is going to be a lot harder unless they literally like hire a bunch of new officers. Yeah. So he's making me feel like what he's showing me, which is why I'm leaning in this direction, is there was a case that I worked on once where the young lady, she went missing and they could not locate her body and they didn't know what happened to her, but they had suspicions. And when I did the session, what I got out of it is that there was like kind of shady officers that were kind of not necessarily directly responsible, but were participating in the covering up of what this was because it was somehow connected to one officer. Okay. And so I'm seeing something that reminds me of that. So there might be someone who's just not really doing everything that they can do because it might tie back to something else that they don't really want to unravel.
Okay.
Okay. There's 2 other, thank you. Are there 2 other murders or deaths that are similar that have happened in that area that almost
Yes.
match up? Yeah. There's more to the story there. So what I would say is there's a lot more there, but y'all might have to look into a private investigator to do the work for an officer because they may have better luck getting through some of that than trying to go through like the traditional system.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when things happen in the community and it becomes a norm and normalizes how things happen there, it just like people look the other way.
It's a bad community.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but he's with you, sweetheart. He's with you. And he's
I just had one question. I actually do music and I put music out and it's actually a song that was like in memory of him. I just want to know what he thinks about it.
That's funny. Does the song change beat halfway through the song?
Yes.
Yeah, he knows about it.
Okay.
So he knows what you did and how you split it. He says you're real smart there. So he's like technology. You got that touch. So yeah, he knows about your song.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself, Mama.
You too. Bye.
All right. So going over here. Let's see. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I am good. How are you? I didn't realize that you picked me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. What'd you want to ask me about?
You know, I am sorry, let me shut my door real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going through a lot right now. Just kind of a depression. I just want to know, why do I have some type of bad aura around me that I just attract fake people or just people that's always constantly using me? Like, so I just
has more to do. So a couple of things around it. Sometimes when people feel like they're cyclically running into the same issues over and over and over again, they think maybe someone put something on me, or maybe there's like a dark energy around me, or maybe like I have a bad energy. It has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with what you're experiencing. What you're experiencing is a ability to attract circumstances and situations based on the conditioning you received as a child. So you ran into issues as a child where you either may have been too much of a people pleaser, or you were trying too hard to make other people happy or to get people to like you. And because of this, you basically changed yourself and you became a version of yourself. So now as you move forward, a part of you're in battle right now, and especially because of what's happened in the last year, year and a half, a lot has changed, and you cannot keep up this version of yourself. You can't keep up this part of you. And so the internal part of you is fighting with itself, and it's like being more authentic, which means you might not be likable by a lot of people, but at least you'll be more an authentic version of yourself, and at least you'll be able to live with yourself and look at yourself every single day and be okay, versus maintaining the status quo. You cannot sustain a status quo. You're going to have to make changes, which means saying no and disappointing some people in your life who may not be prepared for that.
And that's what I've been doing. So
you're on
I've been
track.
making that change for a year and a half. So yeah,
Which
you hit
is
it right
what
on the head.
Yeah. So you're getting there. It's going to take another year, though, just because sometimes when we start to say no, or we start to clean up our own self-induced mess, we forget. We are so attached to that version of ourselves that we start to go through an identity crisis, and then we don't know who we are anymore. And so we start to no longer connect or feel connection to the things and the people that we have had connections with in the past. So you might start finding yourself pulling away from friendships, pulling away from activities you no longer care about, having a lack of wanting to do, what is it called? Like wanting to do stuff. So motivation, you might start to experience that, but that's a part of the dying process of self before you reinvent yourself. So you're going to go through a reinvention process next year. And in doing so, be very intentional with the choices. Who do you want to be? And if you're going to be a version of yourself, and if you're going to piss off a lot of people, then do it good enough so that you piss off everybody at the same time. And then that way you can only have to deal with it once.
I've done that. I just lost a whole bunch of friends. So and you know, with my illness, with me being sick, I just realized that you know who your true friends are.
But
so it really,
people always wonder, like, why is this happening to me? Or why did God make me sick? Or why did I get this? It's not because you are being punished. It's because the universe tried to get you. God tried to get you to make these changes before, and you were so then you were hard-headed and you didn't make the changes. So the universe said, oh, okay, so you want to be hard-headed, so you don't want to take the hint. Well, then let's force you to self-nurture and take care of yourself, because you can't afford to not to. And so in doing so, and in having to take care of yourself and having to focus on your own needs, you don't have anything left over for these people. And so they're going to react the way they are, but you don't have a choice, because it's at this point self-preservation.
I agree with you.
Once you make the changes in another year, you'll start to notice that some of the illness or some of the symptoms start to get much, much better or go away.
Yep. I'm starting to feel that. I started that like a few months ago, starting to make all these life changes. So yeah, things are getting better. And then I have another question. It's gonna seem kind of silly. So I'm just wondering, is my sister ever going to find anybody? Like, I only have one sister, and I really would like to have a brother in my life.
Yeah.
A brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law, like, yeah.
Help me out.
Well, so here's what I'm going to say. It's funny you said brother, automatically assuming that she would end up with the male. So what I'm going to say is, you know, leave it up to the universe, but I do think she'll find someone in a couple years. It may take 2 years. It feels like it's going to be someone who's a friend first and then stands up for her when she needs it the most. Here's an example of this. So one of my sister's very first serious relationship, my ex was an ass, right? And so there was a situation that happened once where my ex and I were having an argument. We were at my mom's house, and my sister was worried that it was going to escalate. And so my sister was like, hey, is everything okay or whatever, just to see if everything was okay. And then my ex started going off on her. And so my sister's, the person she was dating at that time was like, oh no. And we barely knew that person, but that individual got in the middle between my sister and my ex and was like, you're not about to talk to her like that. You're in someone else's home. You're going to have some respect. Doesn't matter what you feel or how you feel justified in the way you're speaking to her. You're not going to talk to her like that. When my sister's significant other at the time did that, immediately I was like, you're it for me. That's it. Y'all need to be together, you know? And so, and thank God my ex, you know, was out of the picture after that. But it's someone like that. Someone's going to stand in and help your sister or be there and defend them in a way that she needs. And that person's going to end up being the person that she ends up with.
I know who it is.
Okay, good. So just so you know, but 2 years, it may take 2 years for them to get to that point or to take it to the next level.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. Okay, that makes my day. That makes my night.
All right, Mama. Well, you take care of yourself, and I hope you have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. How do I?
All right, I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, I know I'm going into like overtime with this, but that's okay because again, we started off late, so I want to give enough of y'all. Actually, let me answer two text comments. I mean, two comments, and then I'll go back to maybe one more video. Lola, Lola. Ferny, when will my medium powers fully come out? When you stop waiting for an overnight switch to make them perfect and start practicing them. In other words, if you're waiting for a moment to suddenly cause that 100% I'm full force medium to happen, then you're setting yourself up for a delay in that. And the reason why I know this is because this is exactly what I did to myself. So stop waiting for your abilities to develop and start practicing your abilities as often as possible. The more you practice, the better they get. It's just like muscle. When you're trying to build muscle or lose weight, the more exercise you do, the more weight you lose. The more muscle work you do, the more weightlifting you do, the more bigger your muscles get. It's the same thing with your abilities. So you got to develop them. However, I do think that if you, let's say hypothetically, if you were to start really pushing yourself to develop today, I feel like it would only take you about a year and 2 months to really see enough of your ability to impress your own self. Okay, let's go over here. Holy crap, it's Skim. Hi, Ferny. I've been having a difficult time, and I was wondering if my spirit guides have any messages for me. As far as like your spirit guides are concerned, they need you. Thank you. You need to take a look at the people around you, just because sometimes when we think we are who we are supposed to be, or when we're trying to become a version of ourselves, we don't always get the support or the nurturing from the people around us. And I feel like that's missing. I feel like you're not having enough of a nurturing support system around you with people who truly understand or get you. Just people who either tolerate or people who are just there. And what I would say to you is, just because people are family doesn't mean that they're the best suited to nurture you. In my life, the most nurturing people in my life are people that I select to be a part of my life. And so you can select people to be a part of your life as well, so that you can get that more nurturing energy. I feel like your foundation has completely is not stable enough. And so you're not going to feel solid in your life right now. I also think that there's a potential move that may come up, which may be part of the reason why the foundation has get pulled up. So there might be a potential move or having to be a change of living situation early next year. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. Bring one more person on and see if I can get, okay, here we go. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, so nothing there. Let's try another person here. I'm gonna. Y'all crack me up. Something I have to tell y'all, just because, even though I don't know some of y'all personally, but I love y'all. Just so y'all know, I really love y'all. Because y'all crack me up sometimes. Y'all really do light up my life. Here we go. Let's go here. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Hi, I want to ask you about my mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you have any messages, if I have any messages from her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. The first thing she's acknowledged, she's shown me a baby. You know if there's been a baby born since her passing, or someone just found out they're pregnant?
My sister-in-law.
Got it. So she's acknowledging that and is aware of it. She's also repeating her name. Do you know if someone is planning on naming a child after your mother?
Um,
Or if she shares her name with another female in spirit?
no.
Okay, your mom is repeating her name in my head. I don't know what her name is, but she's repeating a name. And it feels like there's someone else that has the same name. So do you know of another relative with her or that's connected that has the same name or a similar name? That's
No, that I know.
okay. I'll leave it with you. You may have to look it up. So she's acknowledging that. Thank you. Do you also know there's a connection to the name? It's almost sounding, it's an L name, like Luisa or Eloisa or Luisa or Eloisa. Do you know there's an Eloisa or Luisa sounding name connected?
Luisa. No.
Okay. Question. Do you have a significant other or spouse?
Mm, no. Oh my God, I'm nervous. I
No,
can't
no, no,
believe
you're fine.
it.
Mama, look at me, Mama. It's just me. Pretend I'm your friend. We're catching up, and girl, I got some gossip for you, Mama. So just pretend it's me, okay? 'Cause don't worry, you're not on camera. Just me. So what your mom is telling me, she's showing me the baby. So she's aware of the baby that's been born. She's also telling me that her name is the same name as someone else in the family. So either someone in the family has your mom's name, or she shares her name with another person that's in spirit with her. But she's talking about her name being the same as someone else. Do
Her
you remember
sister?
that? Do they
Her
have a
sister.
similar name?
The first name.
Okay, perfect. So she's acknowledging that they share a name together. Do you know if thank you, her sister's still alive?
She has nine sisters.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay.
Nine. Well, they're like four
That's okay.
brothers.
That's okay. No worries. Here's what I'm going to say. She's showing me a sister with her. Do you know there's a sister that's also passed that's with her?
No.
Okay. There's a lady there with her who's also passed away. She's calling her the sister, so this would either be her sister or her sister-in-law. But this is a lady with her who's also passed away. She might have had diabetes. So do you know of a lady who's like a sister on the level of your mom who's passed, who'd passed away from diabetes or complications from diabetes?
My grandma.
Mm.
Well, that's like her
That's her
stepmom.
mom. That would be her mom. But there's a sister. So there's a lady to your mom's side. So this would be like a tia for you, or like one of your mom's cousins, or her sister. It's like a sister. It's on that level. So there's a lady with her who had diabetes that she's acknowledging. They even had to amputate her leg or her foot. Do y'all remember that happening with one of the family members?
Her mom is always like with her leg that is hurting, but she's still alive.
No, this is a lady that's with her in spirit. So your mom says there's a lady, unless your mom had her leg amputated, but she's acknowledging a lady. She's also talking about diabetes, having a foot or a leg amputated. She also acknowledging, and this person's in spirit, so they're passed away with your mom or there. So she's acknowledging this lady with her. So if you don't know who it is, that's okay. I'm going to leave that with you. But again, that's something connected because she's showing me that situation. Your mom is also making me feel like she had a lot of pressure in her chest right here. Do you know if she had fluid or was having difficulty catching her breath?
Yes.
Okay. She also keeps acknowledging that they were confused with what was happening. Do you know if they were not fully clear on what was going on with her?
We never knew what happened to her when she
Okay.
passed away.
Because she's acknowledging that there was confusion with her passing and that they were not understanding what was going on. She also keeps acknowledging the month of May. Do you know if there's a significance to the month of May or the 5th of a month?
Yes, May.
Okay. She's also acknowledging the number 11, which we're in November. Do you know if there's also a November or the 11th month? 11th?
My niece is on November 11th.
Okay, got it. So she's acknowledging and wanting to reference the niece and November 11th being the connection. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Now, she also is acknowledging, now I know she mentioned the babies before, that she knows of the baby that's been born, but there's also 2 babies with her who have miscarried, lost, or were terminated. Do you know of 2 babies connected to the family that were miscarried, lost, or terminated?
My mother-in-law, she
Okay.
had a miscarriage.
Okay, so she's talking about 2. So if she either had 2 miscarriages or there's another one with her, but she's got 2 of them. So she's acknowledging that as well. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Your mom is showing me the end of 2019. Do you know if something happened at the end of 2019? Was your mom still alive at the end of 2019?
No, she passed away in 2013.
Okay. She's showing me 2019. She's showing me the end of 2019. She is also, thank you. Do you know there was if someone had a car accident or an accident at the end of 2019?
We did.
Okay. So could it have been a lot worse?
Mm,
The accident. Could it have been like life-threatening? Because some could people have died actually in this accident if it had gone
No.
that way?
Kind of,
Okay.
yes.
Because your mom is acknowledging this event that happened at the end of 2019, and she's putting herself around it. So I'm assuming she's acknowledging that she was there or was aware of the accident. Someone might have even asked her for help or called her for help when this happened. She says that she was there. So she wants you to know that she was there in spirit. She was trying to help the way she could. Okay, so she's
Okay.
acknowledging. She also keeps acknowledging a red rose. Do y'all have a red rose that's connected to your mom?
Yes, we do.
She's acknowledging that as well. She also says, thank you. She says, I love you. She's also showing me a white rosary. Do y'all have a white rosary connected to your mom?
Yes.
Okay, she knows. She's with you, sweetheart. She's with you. She says, don't stress yourself out and get your blood pressure under control. Because she says your blood pressure is too high.
Yes, I have problems.
Yeah, she wants you to take care of yourself, and she says that if you're going to be there for the family, if you're going to be there for yourself, you have to take care of yourself. And she wants you to do that because she says she didn't take care of herself and go to the doctor when she should have, and she ignored something she was feeling, and this is what happened. So she says, "I want you to take care of yourself." So she wants you to make sure. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome,
I have
sweetheart.
one more question.
Huh?
I want to know, well, my sister-in-law is pregnant. She's 11 months.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, 11 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what is she's having.
Has she had the ultrasound yet?
Yes.
Do you know if they said they saw something odd or something extra in the ultrasound, but they weren't sure what it was yet?
No.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. They might think it's going to be a boy because they may see something extra and think it's going to be a boy. It might actually be a girl, and they may tell her it's going to be a boy. So if she has that review party, she better pick a color that's neutral, like yellow, so she don't mess up.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling.
Bye-bye.
Let's see, here we go. All right, guys. All right, guys. I'm done. I'm about to bounce off because I'm going to come back on in a few moments to do our study group time, okay? I love you all, and I will see you all next week.